Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do another video on my skid steer. I have another wheel issue. So if you looked at one of my other videos, I did one where I replaced one of the wheels and the other ones I just repacked. It's the idler wheel on the track. And so I noticed the seal is coming out, and so I'm going to take it apart, see what's going on. Last time I bought spare bearings and seals in case something like this happened. So let's get into the video and I'll show you what we're gonna find. Okay, here's the wheel, and here's how I know there's a problem. The seal has pushed out, so that's an indication that there's a little bit of movement there to force this out. So of course dirt and crap's going to get in there. But what I'm finding with what kind of soil I have is a lot of rocks get caught in here. They'll get caught between here, in under the track, and I'll have to go back and forth to clear it or pull it out. So I think that's a big contributor to why I'm having so many issues with these wheels. It's rocks, this size or whatever, getting caught in here. Don't know how I can avoid that. And I've got, how many hours? I've got 66.6 hours. Oh, that's kind of unlucky. The last video where I had the initial problem with the wheels was at 22 hours. So roughly 44 hours is the time it took for this one to have a problem again. So still premature in my opinion, but let's get after it. Okay, here we go. Jack this thing up. Take some of the pressure off. Gotta take the tension off the track. What is this? I have my glasses on. This is 1/2 inch. Okay, there's a couple of lock nuts in there. It's hard to get wrenches in there. It's too tight, so these channel locks work, but it kind of rounds off the bolts. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Get out of the way of the camera. There's a lock nut. That's not too tight. Track has about, I don't know, 1 inch slack. So just loosen this off. Here, let's take a bit of tension off and just loosen it by hand. There we go. See, lots of travel there. And what size? 16 mil. No, 16, maybe 18 mil. This 18. Yeah, that's 18 mil. I can get it. On this side. Let's see. Use just a wrench on the other side. 18. Oh. Okay, it's pretty easy to take it off. A little harder to get it back on because of the trap kind of pushing on it. Get the bolts lined up. I think I'll be doing this a lot. It seems to be a kind of a weak point with this machine. Pretty good otherwise, but there. So it comes out pretty easy. Okay, the seal. Yeah, there's a little bit of side-to-side play. That will definitely kind of work the seal out. Oh yeah, she's dry. Dry and dirt and crap in there. So, okay, let's move it to the bench. Readjust the camera here for you. There, let's see, can you, oh yeah, that looks like it works for you. Okay, pull the retainer clip out. Comes out easy. You do it a few times, it gets easier, right? Yeah, the bearing seems like it's toast. Maybe tap with a hammer. Tap, tap, tap. Oh yeah. This is what happened to the last one. Well, it's just falling apart. The bearing is toast. So this one, I just put new bearings in. This one feels not bad, but the outer one, it's bad. Yeah, so that come out nicely. So I don't know if the shaft is getting worn. And we should. I think it needs a little bit of juice on it. I'll put a rag down so I don't get everything all wet. A little bit of WD will do ya. Okay, that's a little. There's a burr or something there, so I'll just take a little bit of emery cloth. Clean her up a bit. There we go. Almost. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of scoring on the shaft. This one here is sliding off fairly easy. Okay, I'll give it the same treatment here. Get that out of your view. Okay. Well, the shaft seems like it's in pretty good shape. Some scoring on it, definitely. I don't know, you probably can't see that on the camera, but oh yeah, there's a real groove worn. But yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it's definitely worn. Here's, I only bought one wheel. Should have bought two. That was dumb on my mistake. But I bought bearings and thought if I just maintained it well, it would be, it'd be good. But that was probably a mistake. Could have saved some money on shipping. But the new wheel complete was 162 bucks. So what I'm gonna do is just I'll clean it up a bit, put new bearings, new seals, which are about extra. You have to buy these by the dozen, I think, if this is the way it's gonna go. Yeah, so I waited till I saw something going on with the seal before I, took it apart. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to just check these every 20 hours, which just seems way too often to have to check this, but yeah, the other wheel seems to be holding up. I'll pop that off, just give it a check, but yeah, here you go. So this is, here, just adjust the camera. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this back together. This shaft really should be replaced because it is, you can see how it's scoring on there. So if the bearing has any kind of movement, it's going to, push the seal out, or just the bearings aren't going to wear properly and contribute to this premature failure. And it seems to be the outside is failing worse than the inside. All the bearings or the wheels that I've taken apart, it's the outer one that is failing. It's just destroyed, as you can see. So I don't know, when you turn in the machine, I guess there's more force on the outer bearing. But anyway, if anyone has any comments on what you would maybe recommend to improve this, I'm sure I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say. Okay guys, just got it back together. Another little tip is, I guess it's a tip. I put the bearing in and I put it in upside down. And how I noticed it was when I put the bearing in and I was gonna put the C-clamp in, I noticed there's a bit of a gap where the C-clamp was. And I was like, oh, how come there's a gap? It's gonna slop in there, the bearing. And then I realized I put the bearing in upside down, and so it created a bit of a gap. So just something to be aware of if you're redoing your bearings, just get them in the right way. And make sure you don't have any play this way. Okay, so the seal, what I use is the old bearings that I saved the races from them, and so I'm using those to set the seal. And just a piece of metal there. Yeah, it looks like it set it pretty well. Just give it another little tap. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, she's good. Feels good. There's very little play back and forth, so I think we're good. I left the other seal in. I think I'll just give it another tap here. I didn't remove it. I just worked from one way. Yeah, set down a little bit. I'll give it another little tap. Okay. Yeah, she looks good. Okay, I don't know. Am I good for another 20 hours? Okay, I will put it in. Maybe I'll move the camera to show you how I do it. Might help you. I'll just move the camera around. Okay, I said I was going to take the other side off and check it, and so that's what I'm doing now. So it's sitting this way. This outside looks great, and the other side, the seal is all mangled, so I couldn't see that, but I could feel it when I put my hand around. So it's a good thing I'm checking it. I don't know what's going on inside. That could have been from a rock. How it, like I say, it gets wedged in there and it starts rubbing and scraping. It could have mangled it that way. But let's pull it apart and see what we got going on here. I don't know why you can see that mangled seal. Okay, let's move the camera here, get up to the bench. Not killing my back. Okay, well, you can see that okay. Just use a small screwdriver. Oh yeah, it's basically out. Oh, you look at the dirt in there. Definitely good that I'm pulling it apart. Yeah, there's lots of dirt in here, so definitely I got to take them all apart and repack them. So hopefully that's all it is repacking. So looks like I've caught this one in time. This is the brand new one. This one has 44 hours on it. Yeah, man, this is crazy. I have to do this much work, but I think partly it depends on what you're using the machine for, because the type of sandy soil I have with these small rocks, that's just killing these things. And I have lots of dirt in there. So, you know, depending on what you're using this thing for, will depend on. Oh, she's in there. I think there was some go juice here. It'll caught up in the dirt, caught up in there. It's really wedged in there. You'll have to let it soak a bit. Anyway, I'll try and get this apart so I don't bore you while I'm fiddling with this. And I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, what a pain that was. I had to beat it out of there. The wheel looks good. Obviously it wasn't slipping in there on the race. So the wheel's good, clean up, no issues there. Looks like the bearing and the shaft, they feel okay, other than sandy as hell. I've put a lot of WD on it to clean them up, but they are, yeah, the sand has got into the bearings and they're gross. Anyway, we'll clean those up and we'll repack them. But yeah, I don't know if you can see here, there's like a dent in the wheel, and that would be from a rock. That's my guess, pretty sure. So a lot of force on how it damaged that. And I don't know if it's out around at all. It feels pretty good, but the race did slide through, so the shape should be okay. But maybe that's what caused the seal to break, because this is the side that the seal, on the inside, the seal failed. So anyway, we'll keep working on this, get it back together and get it on the machine and go from there. Okay, another thing I do to help clean them is use the air compressor. Really works well to get them clean and get all that grime out of there. So, little tip for you if you have that. And I like to use this crazy grease. Crazy. It works pretty good for this stuff. Yeah, anyway, it's kind of the grease I like to use. This job turned into a rubber glove job. I thought it was going to be a little easier, a little more straightforward at the beginning of this video, but it's funny how these jobs, they just start out small and they turn into some major thing. And that's what this one has turned out to be. Put it on the right way. Whoop. Get it right. Grease the other one. Yeah, so I don't know if there's much else to show you, tips and tricks. I think that's about it for this video. But I'll, if there's something else going on I think you should see or whatever, I will make it a little longer. But other than that, we're all greased up. Put it back together and get her on the machine and see how many hours I get on it till the next time I have to tear something down. Again, as always, thanks for watching, and hope you find these videos informative and you get some tips and tricks from them. But anyway, see you on the next one.